Hello again. Welcome to How to Cook Like a Boss Without Being One. I'm Michael Hargrove, and today I will be cooking a simple, quick to prepare beef ragu. First step is to put our aromatics to work. We'll start with 6 or 7 cloves of garlic, minced up pretty fine. This right here is probably the hardest part of the dish. It's peeling the doggone garlic.
A few moments later.
And as long as we're doing knife work, now typically I use peeled tomatoes, peeled canned tomatoes, and then I'll crush them above the pan. But as I started to assemble the ingredients for this videoing, I realized I didn't have any. So I'm actually going to be using crushed canned tomatoes, which works just as fine. It's just a different texture, and so I'm going to try to recreate the texture, sorta, by crushing a few of these. Actually, a few meaning 2. And as long as I'm at the knife station right now, might as well do this while I'm at it. And I'm just going to quarter each half, so cut it in 1/8. Alright, so now that the knife work is done, let's transition to the stovetop work. Okay, so we will add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Allow that to come up to heat a little. All right, so first we add the onion. And then once these start to turn translucent, that's when we add the garlic. Garlic will tend to burn a little quicker, I guess, than onion, so I just like to hedge my bets there. All we're trying to do is just get them started, basically, get them translucent. So it'll start to look a little bit like this, right? I'm also going to salt and pepper. Go ahead and season the aromatics. To that, we're going to add about 1/2 can of tomato paste. And 8 to 10 anchovy fillets. Now the reason why we're not going to be simmering this ragu for an hour or two like typically. And so what the anchovies do is add a little bit of the umami flavor, a little more meaty flavor to it. And the paste, the tomato paste, adds a sweetness. You don't have to cut the anchovy up, by the way. They'll simply dissolve right into the mix. Oh, it smells so good. And these are it's a little drier than I like, so I'm going to add a little bit more oil. And now to this lovely, I wish you guys could smell it. It's not just the garlic, but it is mostly garlic. Anyway, to this, we'll add our meat. I am using an Angus ground beef. It's coarse grind. It's 85/15. And what we're doing is we're browning the meat. Ooh, this has come together just right. And what I'm doing is breaking up some of the bigger pieces because this is not spaghetti and meatballs. This is ragu. Okay, Michael, leave it alone. And then once our meat is thoroughly cooked through, is when we add our tomatoes. We'll add the entire can of crushed tomato. And then the 2 tomatoes. Just crush this up so that it adds a little more body, a little more texture to it. And we'll add a little salt, season it again. A little pepper. And I just lowered the temperature down. What we really wanted to do is just simmer. And, oh, and the thyme. And we'll add about a tablespoon of dried thyme. That's about a tablespoon. Maybe a tad more. And we're just going to let this simmer, mixing the flavors and reducing itself a little bit for 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. And it's not something you really have to hover over once we get it to the right temperature, to it where it's a light simmer. And then we can work on the pasta. The pasta I'm using today is a Bucatini. It's a thicker pasta, but just like any pasta, or just like when you're boiling potatoes, we want to thoroughly salt the water. And as far as how long to boil the pasta, really all you have to do is just consult the package. This manufacturer, for this type of pasta, this thickness, it's about 9 to 10 minutes in the boiling water. Which means I'll be taking it out about 8 minutes. 7 minutes or so, because we are going to finish cooking it in the sauce. When we do that, just like salting water, when we finish our pasta in the sauce itself, it incorporates into the pasta, just like the salt does, adding flavor to the pasta. All right, so when I say adding enough salt, I mean a good handful. All right, so we've got our water, nice rolling boil here, and we're going to add our pasta. See how nice and, I'll do it right here. See how nice and thick this type of pasta is? It's one of my favorite for this dish in particular. Well, my dog told me she had to go out, and as I'm letting her in, wifey came home. Perfect timing. And she mentions how the house smells. This is well, doesn't a house full of cooking smell? Isn't that what makes it a home? I think so. That gets my vote. You see how it has reduced down and started to thicken up? All right, so that's been about 8 minutes, and the package said that we should, for al dente, it should be 9 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to take out one noodle here and give it a taste. I am a stage 4 cancer survivor, and one of the residual effects is that I don't have functioning saliva glands on the side of my mouth. So when it comes to carbs, pasta in particular, and I need to taste that it's done properly, I need someone else's mouth. In this case, it's going to be my wife's. I'm looking for pre-al dente.
Perfect. If you want pre-al dente because you want it to cook in the sauce.
Correct, the mundo.
Yes.
Right on. All right, so this is how we finish it. Thank you, honey. I am actually just going to, I'm not going to waste time draining it, even though I'm in the pasta pot. I'm going to add it right to the sauce here. Water and all. Well, not all the water, but. It's not going to take much longer to finish. Now I'm actually going to add a little bit of more pasta water, just a tad. And my friends, that's pretty much it. I'm going to play it here for you, but from beginning to now has been just a little bit over 35 minutes, actual time. Hey, hon? Yes. Could I use your mouth again?
What am I looking for?
You're going to see if it's done.
Doneness of the pasta?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's perfect.
Perfect? Mm-hmm. That's the answer we seek, folks. That is the answer we seek. And here's how I would plate it. I would hit it with the cheese. This is Parmigiano Reggiano. Well, that might, I was just going to say chunks are a good thing, but not quite that big. A little parsley. And there you have it. Super fast, relatively easy beef ragu. And I am going to taste it. Even if I do say so myself. Well, as always, it is a privilege to be able to share one of my passions with you. Thank you so much for letting me do that. If you found value or if you enjoyed yourself, shoot me a quick like, please. And thanks for watching.